Today's Thursday, November the 14th, and you can see that we never reached the Globex high. We finished the day off at the prior day's high, just a few points higher. We passed below the Globex low at one point, and we just used the Fibonacci's pretty much all day long. The key is going to be in the advances and decliners, and they were perfectly flat. The Dow finished off slightly, 1.6, so almost nothing. The NASDAQ was flat, and for all intents and purposes, the S&P 500 was flat. But because it was up, interesting thing that it's been several months now since the S&P has seen 2 down days in a row, and this is very unusual. And typically what follows a month later, is not necessarily all that good. That's from Sentiment Trader, but look at the volume in the Dow, and this would be because of Walmart and Cisco. Walmart started off like on fire, but ended up down a little bit. NASDAQ volume was average, S&P 500 a little bit below average, but the key thing now is the advancers and decliners. That we look at the stock market breadth. Let's see if we can update it for today. We can't, but this is yesterday. I said we were heading down to the oversold line, and I thought yesterday we'd finish at the midline here. Well, we're going to finish at the midline again tomorrow, so it's not going to move, but it certainly is on a steady path towards oversold. So that indicates that the market should be moving down. If we look at the S&P 500, up just a smidgen. Apple down $2.41, but still nothing to worry about. I still think it's going up to 268.41 before the end of the year, and that might be a point where it pulls back a little bit. But Apple is really gearing up for a great first quarter for them, fourth quarter for everybody else, but a Christmas quarter for everybody. Caterpillar down again. So we've seen 3 down days in a row. Certainly there is weakness. Let's see if we can, but look at the volume, pathetically low volume. So there's no panic selling. What's happening here is a little bit of profit taking because it has recovered so well off of its lows. GDX up a little bit. KL, which I sold yesterday, up 65 cents. I've got enough in gold here with GDX, but it may not be a bad idea to roll out of GDX and roll into KL. It's going to do better than GDX. It has 2 days in a row now, so up 0.95% for the GDX, but 1.4% for KL. AT&T down below the 8 EMA, rejection on the 8 EMA, so 5.25% dividend trade there is struggling a little bit. WDC is off, still continuing to show weakness, and you can see that today's low is where I had this green line, so that indicated something at one point for us. But what it means, of course, today is that the Chiku span hit this green line, which if it were tomorrow, it would have been the cloud. And look at where the cloud and the 200 simple moving average are aligned, and with this green line. Now, I can't remember why we put it there. It's been there for a while, but it would seem to indicate tomorrow that there's going to be another test of 49.39 for WDC. So when the Chiku span broke through the 200, we said we were moving down. That's exactly what's happening. And I'm thinking tomorrow we're looking for this kind of action. Amazon took that bounce off the bottom of the cloud yesterday. Still, this area is what we need to watch for. It's a lot of moving averages, 4 of them to be exact, that it has to move its way through. That's probably not a good thing. Did I cover everybody? I did. So S&P, 2 pretty weak days. In fact, it's just been generally weak since this pop on November the 7th. So we've got this little flat area here. I pretty much finished the video for today. I'm just going to draw this little line here, which I said I would do yesterday. But let's keep an eye on this channel as we're going forward. And that's definitely a flag pattern. And let's see what happens. We should break to the upside, but there's so much going on with the economy, with the Fed. Anything could happen right now. But I'm calling for downside. Probably another test of the 8 EMA. And if we fall below that, it's going to continue to drop.